Welcome to this Fixit channel, and this is a quick look at the latest version of Mozilla Firefox browser, version 56. It was released on September 28th, 2 days ago. Took 2 days for me to do this little quick look because I wanted to test it out. Why? Firefox 55 was kind of a big problem. When it was released, I had a lot of issues with it, and it wasn't exactly a very good release. So I wanted to test it out correctly before I talk about it, so I can tell you the glitches I have. And there is a glitch, but we're going to start with what exactly is new in this version. So one of the first things that's pretty cool is the screen capture tool. You can now do screenshots. You can capture just part of the screen. So for example, I go to a web page and say I want to, I'm going down here, so I want to have a screenshot of maybe all this part here. So what I'm going to do, on the upper right, there's that little tool. I click. Here it says click or drag, and then you click. Now it automatically selects things, so it might actually already know what you want. If not, well, there's these little borders that you can choose and say, no, I want to have this. I want it to go up to this, and I want it to have the titles on the bottom. Here we go. I want this. Two things you can do: save to the cloud or download the image. Download the image. If you just look in your download folder, it's there. So you click on it, and it of course saves it as a JPEG, and here you go. I've got that picture now. That was my screen capture. So that's a nice tool. I think it's a very cool tool to have in a browser, to be able to capture part of the screen. It is kind of nice, but you know, so it works well, and it saves in JPEG, which is the standard format. Apart from that, when you have tabs open, you can actually right-click on the tab, and there's a option that says Send Tab to Device. So you can send tab to your TV if it's compatible. Anything that is plugged to your network. You can send to your phone, and you can send to different devices. That's basically the way it works. There's a learn about how to take your tabs and send them to your devices if you want. So depending on what you want to do. Kind of nice. You got to add some devices for it in order for it to work also. But that's also a nice little feature. There's the better online form autofill now. Right now it's mostly US for that autofill feature, but it's coming to also other Firefox versions around the world soon. Basically, it had a little bit of problems with autofill, and it's mostly a fixing of autofill so that it works well within the browser. Now, this is Firefox 56. It's the last version before we have something called Firefox Quantum. Firefox Quantum will be the November version. That's going to be interesting. It's kind of a new direction Firefox or Mozilla wants to take us through the browser, basically. Apart from that, there's some changes in the preference menu. So if you go to the tools and options and you go to your preferences, there's been some changes in the preferences. There's been a kind of a rework of the different preferences around there. So including the fact that some of the features have been updated and work a little better. Some folders have been updated in the preferences. And this is, of course, going to have an effect, of course, of different features that weren't available, like autoplay in different tabs. That's also something that's interesting. If you have multiple tabs open and there's a video playing in one tab, it won't play until your tab is actually opened or clicked. So this is a nice feature because, sometimes a website has a video or something that's playing, and you're hearing that, or you're just hearing the audio while you're on other tabs. It's like a little annoying. You don't want it to actually do it as long as you're not on that tab. Well, now it's going to be, by default, that feature. They've updated the safe browsing protocol to version 4, so technically should be safer to browse the web. They updated the download file size shrunk by 20%, so smaller file size for updating Firefox. Security for verifying the update is also better, so that means that if something happens, it should be pretty good at knowing that what you're downloading is not a proper Firefox update. So these are a few things that are available in the background. Layout panel has been added to CSS Grid and DevTools. Basically, this is for developers. Now, it works fast, it works well, except for one thing. If I open a tab and I want to go to a web page on this tab, I get this little turning, it's doing something, but it's never displaying the tab actually. It ain't working. So that, I had to say, is something I don't really like. It's a little annoying, and it will prevent me from using Firefox for sure, because I am a multiple tab user guy, and that doesn't work. Funny thing is, if you go to a web page and you want to open something in another tab, so I right click on the article on the page and I say open link in a new tab, that actually works. And once the tab is open, if I go to a web page in it, it actually works. It's really when I open a new tab and try to do something that it doesn't want to do it. So very annoying. Gotta say, very, very annoying. And that is a glitch. I don't know about you guys, if you can try it, but it's a very, very important glitch for me. And it's the only glitch that I found in the past 2 days, but it's a major glitch, and it will prevent me from using Firefox. Already, I'm not using Firefox much. I'm using it only because I have different YouTube channels open in different browsers. But basically, that is something that will prevent me from really having a good time using Firefox. So what about you? If you updated to Firefox, what do you think? How did it go? Leave your comments and suggestions. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. Thank you for watching.